a mess in Baltimore, and let's talk about that. Karen Hunter is on the line. She's the host of the Karen Hunter Show, Monday through Friday from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Time, and Sirius XM Urban View station. KarenHunterShow.com is her website. What's that channel on Sirius, Karen?
Channel 126, and we're repeated on Insight Channel 121 from 7 to 9 Eastern Standard Time.
Cool. Okay.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah, your thoughts, and thank you for coming on on my program. I was on your show a week or so ago, and
you'll be on today.
Yeah, yeah. I'm looking forward to it. Your thoughts on what's going on?
I'm saddened that we're at this place, and I'm also, as I go on social media and I listen to the media report this, I get a sense that people aren't really understanding what's happening and where the frustration comes from, and all they see are a bunch of kids running wild and burning up things and throwing rocks at cops, and they don't perceive that this is not a reaction to the death of Freddie Gray. This is a reaction to the death of Michael Stewart, Eleanor Bumpurs, or Marley Graham, Oscar Grant. It goes on and on. Even Trayvon Martin. It is a culmination of what seems to be a total lack of respect and a total lack of regard for the lives of people from the global majority in this country,
right,
at the hands of law enforcement.
People of color here in the United States.
Yeah.
Did you see what
I'm changing the narrative a little bit, because we're not minorities globally, and
right.
Again, it's all in how propaganda is powerful, and depictions of people are powerful, and a lot of times you buy into the very things that are said about you that are not true. And so, what we're seeing with our own eyes is chickens coming home to roost, in a way that you have a group of people who are impoverished educationally, financially, demographically impoverished. They don't really have the capacity to express themselves. They don't feel powerful to express themselves. Their elected officials have let them down. Their teachers have let them down. The government has let them down. And so there's really, at this point, what do you do?
Yeah. And the private sector has let them down
completely.
As well. I mean, it's just the thing that I find interesting. I'm old enough to remember the riots of the early 70s and the media, the largely white media reaction to that, which was, oh my God, black people behaving badly. And I'm seeing a lot less of that kind of response outside of Fox News right now in the mainstream media. And I think it's because, and I'd love your thoughts on this, it seems to me, this idea of disruptive technology, the cotton gin, altered the South in the 1830s, the steam engine and the automobile changed America in the early 1900s, the internet busted up everything. Well, just in the last 2, 3, 4 years, cameras, cell phones with cameras in them have gotten inexpensive enough that they're widespread, even in communities of essentially poverty, poor neighborhoods, and so it's again, please reality check me on this, Karen. It seems to me that white people who had no clue, very little contact with people of color, very little contact with people in poverty, even white people in poverty, that the white middle class in America is now seeing for the first time what communities of color in this country have been seeing for hundreds of years.
Right. Well, I mean, there is that, and it's encouraging when I see, white people holding up signs, in Baltimore, as I saw white people marching in Ferguson and in New York, but white people with a conscience have always been a part. We had Viola Luozo and Goodman and Schwerner and dozens of others who both put their lives on the line and lost their lives during the Civil Rights Movement, who were white, who got off their couches in Detroit and in New York and California and came to be a part of something. That's always going to be the case because there are, I think, far more good people in this country than not. The problem is that those that can see what they're seeing with their own eyes still have a different narrative than what's actually happening. That's the disturbance to me. Those folks, shouldn't be applauded for doing the right thing. They should be, we should just acknowledge it. But there's still too much of that on social media, and not even on Fox, beyond Fox. I saw some stuff on MSNBC and CNN last night that I'm like, really? in 2015, really, we're still really.
Yeah.
Come on.
How would you characterize those dueling narratives?
Just, I think there's a defensiveness, like a natural knee-jerk defensiveness. It's like, I don't want to buy in. On the other side, I don't want to buy into this.
On the part of the white community.
And I won't say the white community. I want to say the ignorant community.
Yeah, okay, go for it.
The willful, ignorant community, because to label it a color undermines the reality, which is that there are a lot of brilliant white people who get it. So I'm not going to slam all white people. The ignorant, willful ignorant will say, this is not my problem. This is their problem. These are violent people. Look at the prison stats. Look at their community. Why are they so poor? Why are they always fighting? Why are they always in prison? They're criminals. And, this is what happens. Michael Brown tried to grab the gun. That's why he got shot. Eric Gardner shouldn't have been on that street corner selling Lucy cigarettes. That's why if black people would just pay attention to what the police say and not run, why are they running? Why was this guy, Freddie Gray, running? Why was he running? And that's the other side of that. Like, okay, so, when do we see this happen in other cultures? When have we ever seen a white man shot in the back for running? Yeah. When have we ever seen a man's spinal cord get broken? I can't even imagine the outrage that would happen in this country, in America, if that had happened to a 25-year-old white male.
Well, and over at Alternet today, and I think this is original to them, there's a really good piece called 11 Stupid Reasons White People Have Rioted.
Right.
And virtually all of them are sports games,
right.
But there's serious riots where people are getting hurt, killed, cars getting set on fire.
Cars and turned over cars, and yeah.
Yeah, nobody's going, what's wrong with those white people?
No. Well, I made the point yesterday, it's like as a black person, I'm as a person of the global majority, and again, I want to change the
I like
discussion
that.
a little bit. I have to own all of the crazy people in my community, whereas you never have to own Timothy McVeigh. You don't have to own Adam Lanza. You don't have to own, Jeffrey Dahmer,
Yeah, that's white privilege.
Robert Durst. You don't say, when you refer to these people, they're just crazy people, I have to own the folks that burnt up CVS. Why?
Yeah.
They don't represent me or my community or that's not who we're about. Those are anomalies to me, as I look at that. Those are folks that, I call them genetically altered miscreants, They don't relate to the community of people that I saw out there cleaning up the mess that was made yesterday. We don't talk about that. Young kids out there cleaning up the CVS area. Where are those cameras?
Right. And the larger issue, I mean, Baltimore was once a thriving manufacturing city, and then came Reaganomics and free trade, and it's just over the 40 years. It's been as the COO of the Baltimore what's the team there pointed out.
Orioles.
Yeah, the Orioles. He came out and he said, "This is the vice president."
And he was brilliantly spot on. Again, It's not a racial thing at this point. We have to get to a point. I think we're at a crisis. We're at a really a tipping point in our nation where good Americans are going to have to stand up and decide where we're going to go in the future. Yeah. And if tribalism is going to be the thing, then be prepared for a long haul down the abyss. But if we really care about the future of this country and the health of this nation of ours, this great republic, then we're going to have to band together and realize that the weakest link among us, the poorest, the most impoverished among us, must be addressed.
Yeah. And that's the metric by which we should judge the quality of our nation, frankly, is how we are working with such folks. Karen Hunter, KarenHunterShow.com on Sirius XM 4 to 6 p.m. Thanks for dropping by, Karen.
Thank you.